if they do mass deportations, it sets a precedent. And they're going to say, well, Israel deported people, and they pushed millions of people out of their homes, and they put people in camps, and they even killed people. And they did a genocide, and they did ethnic cleansing. Well, why can't we? If the country that, in other words, if the Jews who talk all the time about the Holocaust can commit a genocide and get away with it, why can't we also be allowed to commit a genocide and get away with it? Why is Israel all of a sudden given a blank check to do whatever it wants? Why is Israel given the green light to do whatever it wants, but we can't? Oh, yeah. So you have, and it's very sickening, you have too many people. You have too many people who just, they read the news and they're like, oh, this is great. And you see, this is the result of people being indifferent to history. We are way too ahistorical as a race, as a species, as whatever. We as human beings, I'm not talking about a specific race here, but human beings today, and we've always been this way, but human beings are way too ahistorical. And not only are we ahistorical, but we hate the idea of looking at history for lessons. We do. I bring up history and I get hatred for it. Not by you guys, but by too many damn people, I will say. By too many damn people. And I had some Indian guy, I'm pretty certain this guy's Indian from the way he was writing. And yeah. And by his YouTube channel, pretty certain this guy was Indian. But he kept, lodging insults at me, throwing insults at me, and saying that I was wrong about this and that. And I brought up this thing. Do you guys hear that? Keeps saying low battery. My cat is looking at it. I want to unplug this damn phone. This is distracting and it's kind of creepy. I hate hearing electronic things talk. Like when Siri talks, you ever catch yourself doing that? You'll be talking and all of a sudden Siri says, oh yeah, what do you want? Hello. Siri, shut the hell up. But people, I remember talking about the rise of Turkey. And I talked about Turkey and Syria and how, the toppling of Bashar al-Assad has led to Turkey taking over Syria. And we'll talk more about that later. And this Indian guy was saying something like I didn't know what I was talking about and yada yada. And I brought up some historical context to him, or I brought up examples from history. And he says, oh, I don't give a damn. You bring up history. That's so stupid. And it was just so much crap. It's just garbage. It's just slop. It's just mind rot. It's absolute mind rot. There's a ton of talk on Telegram channels about finishing the job. Oh, yeah. I've seen this on X, too. Yeah, I've seen the same thing. So, if Israel says, hey, we can do ethnic cleansing, we can do a Holocaust, we can do it. And they'll reference the Holocaust to justify a genocide that they want to do. They're going to say, well, never again. And we were Holocausted, and we've been persecuted for too long, and we're not going to allow that to happen again. We're going to exterminate our enemy. And let's say they start doing a genocide of the Palestinians. Do you know what will happen if Israel genocides the Palestinians? The Turkish government's going to pop up. And whoever is leading Turkey at that time is going to do a big old grand speech. And he's going to say, Yildarim yaladım yalayadum yaladum. And it's going to be this rousing speech. It's going to be this very exhilarating speech. And it's going to be a speech heard by all of the Muslim world. It's going to be a speech heard by the entire earth. Yildarim yaladum yum. And it's going to be, you'll read the English subtitles and it'll say things like, we fight for justice. And it's going to use very, very inspiring sentences. We fight for justice and freedom for our people, our Palestinian brothers and sisters being murdered as we speak. And where are the Muslims? Where is the Muslim world? Here we are. Here we are, united under justice, united in the spirit of friendship and brotherhood. And you'll have non-Muslims getting inspired by that. And the Turks will rise up. And they're going to say, hey, we're right next door, Israel. We're right there on the Golan Heights. And eventually Israel will be gone. That's my belief. And all the evangelicals are going to say, no, it's always going to be Israel. Israel will always be there. Oh, what are you talking about? Okay, go ahead. Keep believing that, guys. Keep believing that. Damn, Ted, I love how you're narrating this, Ted. I'm seeing everything in my head. I've thought about I'm glad you like it. I appreciate that, Mr. Vasil. But this is something that I've been thinking about for years now. And I really believe that. I think there's going to be a genocide of the Palestinians, and that is going to spark it's going to spark a Holocaust of the Jewish people. YouTube, listen, I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm not saying that I want that to happen. Not saying it's going to be great. I'm just giving you guys, I'm giving my audience my observation. So don't sit there, oh, our AI system says you broke the rules. No, damn it. I'm just giving my own prediction for the future. This is my prognostication. But that's what I foresee for the future. I think there's going to be a genocide of the Palestinians. That's going to be used as propaganda fodder to justify an invasion of Israel, Holocaust 2.0, and it's going to be very ugly. Very ugly. Very ugly stuff. So let's get into another article. And again, we talked about how Netanyahu basically is trying to appease the hardliners in his own coalition by saying, hey, don't worry, we'll get the Palestinians out, we'll take over. Don't worry, Mr. Talmudic fanatic. Don't worry about it. Muslim version of Martin Luther. Don't worry about it. Sorry, Jewish version of Martin Luther, not Muslim version. Jewish version of Martin Luther. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of the Palestinians. We got them. And in Netanyahu's noggin, Netanyahu, all right, entering the Netanyahu realm, the way that man thinks is, I have the Americans in my hand. If you don't believe me, go on X and look up Netanyahu talking about Americans. You can find the video. A lot of people have seen it. There's an old video you can see from 1990-something, and if I can find it, I'll play it here, where Netanyahu, Shaitan Yahu, okay, yeah, I know, right, really corny, Netanyahu is saying in Hebrew, the Americans will do whatever we want. They will listen to us.